So I just watched a part of Federal Reserve Chairman Janet Yellen's speech today. And I'm pretty sure she was absolutely terrified and literally having a nervous breakdown at the podium because she knew what she was saying was such a fat lie, and that whatever the Fed's about to do soon is not what they anticipated. And she's been saying with this gradual, we see a gradual multi-year rising of the rates, gradually done, as long as the economy stays on track. However, if it does not stay on track, we will have to relook at policy. And in other words, I think what I just heard was that she knows they're not raising the rates, and she knows something's about to happen that is going to force her hand, so to speak, to make a catastrophic decision that everyone online on the internet's been saying, get ready for quantitative easing 4 and 5, like Peter Schiff, I think Gerald Celente, and numerous other people. I could see it going either way, where they may want to raise the rates to help the stock market crash, or as I said the other day, maybe they'll wait. They'll have another bout of quantitative easing to pump the markets in one last final hurrah that fails, and then it completely collapses again next year maybe. I don't know. But whatever she knows, she was having a nervous breakdown on TV. Live. This was no, and I'll end it here. Let me tell you something. The video that I'm going to show you, 2 videos, very small clips of this. And let me tell you what they're titled. People are freaking out about this Janet Yellen speech. Do you realize I got that? Oh, wrong button. Hang on. My wife and her sheeple Facebook. Ding, ding. Oh, ding. Oh, God. Someone posted something. Oh, my God. Zombie mode. Oh, not my wife, but everybody on Facebook. Ding. Oh. Late at night, I'm trying to sleep. I hear the phone. Ding. Ding. Turn that crap off. Unplug yourself from the Matrix. However, this video was a CNN posted video. That was their title. It was from CNN Money. That's the video I'm going to show you. They titled it, "People are freaking out about this Janet Yellen speech." The other video, which is a part of the same speech, just from another source on YouTube, different part of the speech, Fed's Yellen resumes schedule after struggling to finish speech. And I noticed I caught her at a precise moment saying, I said, oh, hold on. All you're doing is reading a script. You can see her. She's reading these prepared statements. Why are you throwing this pause and continuing? And then in this other video, she flat out stops at the end of her sentence and is literally frozen. Not just standing there looking down at that paper, frozen, not moving. And then the camera that was zoomed into her was like, okay, we got to zoom out. Something's wrong. They could tell. Zoom way out. And she still sat there for a little while. And then started reading some more. Paused, waited. This lady, I'm telling you, she was having and trying to conceal a nervous breakdown. And when she threw that, I said, I thought I remember reading something a long while back when people who should normally have say a sentence with ease, throw in a kind of an odd, like a or they're lying. So what if I can just find something real quick? And I found something. Detecting verbal signs of lying. People typically show verbal signs when they are lying. both in the tone of their voices, and you got to hear her tone of voice, by the way, and in the stories they tell. While there is not a surefire way to know if someone's lying, there are things that you can listen for that should raise your eyebrows. I'm going to play these videos for you, by the way. Speech patterns. You might notice a higher pitch and tone, stuttering, clearing the throat, and frequent pauses. The person might use filler words such as or oh and during moments of hesitation as lies are put together. Liars will also cut out contradictions using was not instead of wasn't, or did not rather than didn't. But the filler word, or that caught J Snip 4's eyes and ears and said, wait a minute. Let me go check this real quick. Sure enough, very quickly, very easily, that's one way of finding out if someone's lying. How can you sit there? I'm going to read this sloppy paper. Amazon receipt, model number, part that I need, address, phone number, name, the letter P, customer service at such.com, critter cage. I'll flip it over. Blendfresh.com, snacking with sunflower seeds and cinnamon sun butter recipe. See how easy that was? I have a paper in front of me that I can read. Do I get to a point, let's try that again, Janet Yellen style. Amazon receipt, model number, part that I need, address, phone number. Are you, am I on a different planet right now? Was this the Onion? The Onion putting another fake political, funny, political hoax on people? From the Onion? No. This was the head top dog at the Federal Reserve. Stumbling, stuttering, and just silent. Went silent for I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds. And then carried on for a few more words and then did it again. And then when she got to the part, as you're going to see, as she got to the part, matter of fact, I'm just going to play the audio right now.
Inflation will return, and the influence of lower energy prices and inflation below our goal.
Read it. You're looking down. Read it. Finish. She's staring at the paper. Now they've zoomed out. Oh, so there's a problem here.
I expect this to occur as the temporary factors that are currently weighing on inflation wane, provided that economic growth continues to be strong enough to complete the return of the economy to full employment and to
what's the next word? Say it. To what? She's not coughing. She's not struggling. She's having a nervous breakdown. I'm still waiting. I got it on play.
to return to full employment, and long-run expectations remain well anchored. For most FOMC participants, including myself, we currently anticipate that achieving these conditions will likely entail an increase in the federal funds rate later this year, followed by a gradual pace of tightening thereafter. But if the economy surprises us,
But if the economy surprises us, and it's going to surprise them,
our judgments about appropriate, excuse me, monetary policy will of course change.
Monetary policy will of course change. In what way? Miss Yellen, monetary policy will change course in what way? We're already at 0% interest rates. Don't foresee them going negative, honestly. I think what guys like Peter Schiff have been saying, I believe Gerald Celente said it too. I know Jim Sinclair said it. Quantitative easing 4 or 5, QE infinity. Jim Sinclair has been saying QE infinity since the first time. The very first time QE1 was even mentioned. This new thing called quantitative easing. A fine way, a gentleman's way of saying printing the hell out of some money. And then we had QE2, QE3. Then we had like a little hidden QE where they were buying back the bonds, right? Remember that? So what is this? 4.5, 5, whatever you want to call it. Which hasn't been announced yet. But as you just heard her say, and we don't think, as long as the economy's the same, it's okay. But if it's not, and something, we get thrown a curveball, and you mean to tell me that's when, as you heard prior to that, she was okay getting there, finally. And then she got to that next sentence, and that's when the little pause, and then there was an before that too, a quick one if you caught that, but that was the big pause. And she had to read the part she knew she was lying through her teeth about. I mean, she knew the whole time she's lying. But she got to the meat and potatoes part where she knows, I'm about to read this. It is so fraudulently wrong. It is so upside down and backwards. And I'm going to read this to the American people with a straight face. And I already know. It's already probably been approved. Meetings adjourned. Get ready for QE 4, 5, and 6. But I'm going to go out and have a little odd speech on Thursday at 5 p.m. We don't want markets reacting. We don't want them live while I got to give a speech. Which I would ask, why didn't they just do it on a Friday at 5? But you just heard those videos. There's 2 of them. I'm going to play them in full. I'm going to attach them to this video. So you can watch them now. And I'm done commenting on it. So when this video ends, they will end with these 2 videos. One of them's 1 minute and 51 seconds. I think the other one's a minute and something. And I can tell you, and I've done videos, some of my longer subscribers, longer term, know I've done these videos. When old Ben Bernanke, as a matter of fact, remember when Ron Paul asked Ben Bernanke, is gold money? Ben Bernanke, no. With a terrifying look on his face. And many times when Ron Paul and others, mostly Ron Paul, would put him on that spotlight in front of that little congressional hearing, he would be shaking at times. His voice would be so terrified. You could hear it in his voice. So terrified of what he was saying. Because he knew he was lying through his teeth. And he's being called out right in front of God and everybody in front of the world. Live through C-SPAN. And here we have another one, University of Massachusetts this time. Nonetheless, we all got to see it. And she literally had a nervous breakdown on live TV that has now been recorded. I've got a copy as you're about to see. And I have never, ever, ever, ever seen someone have one of these like this in her position on live TV. Someone with such importance. She was not just feeling, news, the news said afterwards, a bout of dehydration. She had a bout of dehydration. No, she had a bout of panic. Terror and panic is what she just went through and tried to contain it. and stood there frozen in fear for the words she knew she was speaking, and the best climactic part she was about to get to, where she said, as long as this keeps continuing, blah, 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 we're going to slowly raise rates. But if it doesn't happen, then monetary policy will have to change. When she was getting to that part, she knew, oh, here comes the part I hate. Here comes the part I hate. Couldn't deal with it. And then tried the old cough. Oh, let me fake it or something at the end. Let me tell you something. I used to think Ben Bernanke, when he was put on the spotlight, you could see right through him. Voice cracking and all. This lady just got the new award for not being able to cope with it and was frozen. So 9/24/2015, September 24th, 2015, 9/23, 9/24, you know the date stuff. And she knows something that is terrifying her to where she can't even speak in front of people when she's done it so many times easily already. And even has this prepared statement she's reading from, line by line. You want me to read you this book? Word problems? I won't stutter. I won't skip. I won't do the and then sit there for 15, 20 seconds staring at the next line with a frozen face. That woman is terrified of something that she knows that you and I don't exactly know, at least not right now. But I think it's got everything to do with what we thought was coming. I'm not talking about terrorist attacks and comet hitting. I'm talking about the big crash. The big one. I think she just stared that thing in the face recently, very recently, and realized just why the Pope's over here talking about spreading the wealth and greed and fixing the economies to really work together instead of putting profits in front. Because it might be go time to take down the world's economy, including our own, stock markets and all. And she just got the memo on that last minute because they didn't want to give it to her in advance and have her choking up on all the other speeches leading up to this one. And by the way, where did this one come from? Because I'm going to tell you something. I was looking at the Federal Reserve website. And I'm like, she's giving a speech today. I don't remember hearing that. Last week was the big one we were all waiting for. Are you raising rates or not? Is she going to do it or not? Is the economy going to crash because of what she says or not? That was the big one. You don't go the next week and do another one. Like a redo, a do-over. And so what I was going to say is I was on the Federal Reserve site and I saw the upcoming meetings. I didn't see this one posted until late today. It was on there. So that was kind of odd for me. It went up through, they had November, December, it was all on there. I didn't see this one posted until later today. And maybe there's multiple places and I didn't catch them all or find the right spot in the Federal Reserve website, but I found that and then I saw it there later. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's funny. It wasn't here earlier. So was this kind of like a event, or not a non-event, but like a non-scheduled press release? For some reason, why would she have to come out all of a sudden? And did they just give her the memo that's saying doom is right around the corner, you're in charge during the doom period? And she knows this, but realizes I've got to read the prepared script. I know what's going to happen. I know what we're going to do. It's already said and done. If they already had the Patriot Act written well in advance of 9/11, which they've admitted to during interviews, I'm talking high-level government officials, they were on 60 Minutes. I saw it. I listened. She asked them, how did they get that passed so fast? That was pretty large legislation. Who could have wrote it that fast? Things like that we already have written. It just takes a certain event to get it through. Really? And then she goes on to ask him, is there such a bill or, thing sitting there behind the scenes for like the internet? Should a major thing happen on the internet? And he told her, I forgot his exact words, but he basically said, you could be rest assured there's something for the internet, cybersecurity bill, if you will, if the right event happens. Do you think the Federal Reserve is going to be caught with its pants down? We didn't see this. Like, we didn't know this was here. We're panicking today because we don't know what to do. They already know what to do. They've already decided what they're going to do, but they're going to pretend that they're dealing with a crisis right now. So we got the quickest thing, easiest thing, quantitative easing, we got to do it. Got to do it. So watch the videos and take care.
As I noted, most of my colleagues and I anticipate that economic conditions are likely to warrant raising short-term interest rates at a quite gradual pace over the next few years. For most FOMC participants, including myself, we currently anticipate that achieving these conditions will likely entail an increase in the federal funds rate later this year, followed by a gradual pace of tightening thereafter. But if the economy surprises us, our judgments about appropriate monetary policy will, of course, change. So let me stop there. Thank you. Inflation will return, and the influence of lower energy prices and inflation below our goal. I expect this to occur as the temporary factors that are currently weighing on inflation wane, provided that economic growth continues to be strong enough to complete the return of the economy to full employment and to return to full employment, and long-run expectations remain well anchored. For most FOMC participants, including myself, we currently anticipate that achieving these conditions will likely entail an increase in the federal funds rate later this year, followed by a gradual pace of tightening thereafter. But if the economy surprises us, our judgments about appropriate monetary policy will, of course, change. So let me stop there. Thank you.
You okay? Let me help you off the stage.